Beneath the dark sky of a December night in 1916, snow fell like soft ash over Petrograd. Along the frozen Neva River, a hole cut through the ice yawned open. Into it, a body was cast, cold, beaten, still. The river closed again, quietly. History had taken its breath. They said he had survived poison, bullets, and fists, that he had risen from death, gasping, only to drown beneath the ice. But the man was no myth. He was Grigori Rasputin, villager, wanderer, healer, lover, and to many, the harbinger of a dynasty's doom. This is a new episode in our journey through history's forgotten corridors. If you find yourself captivated by Rasputin's strange tale, subscribe now and join us as we uncover more hidden truths. Far from palaces and parliaments, in the wind-scoured village of Pokrovskoye, Rasputin was born in 1869. Snow blanketed the earth for months, and the people tilled their meager land with hands cracked by frost. In this silence, faith grew like moss, quiet and deep. The young Rasputin was no saint. He drank, fought, and wandered. Yet there was something unnameable about him, something in the stillness of his gaze, the way animals calmed near him, the whispers that followed wherever he walked. Around the age of 20, he left his home, barefoot and broken, searching. He followed the Volga like a pilgrim of old, sleeping in stables, fasting by rivers, praying in ruined chapels. He met monks and madmen, and somewhere along the road, he became something else. Not a priest, not a monk. Rasputin called himself a starets, a holy wanderer. He preached sin as a path to salvation, and he wept when others suffered. In him burned a strange sincerity that defied the church and entranced the poor. In village churches and market squares, word of the Siberian healer spread. Some claimed he cured fevers with a touch, others that he predicted floods or births. His eyes, pale blue and unblinking, seemed to stare straight into one's soul. At the center of the empire, in the candlelit chambers of the Winter Palace, Empress Alexandra wept. Her son, Alexei, the heir, bled endlessly from wounds that would not heal. She prayed, begged, and burned candles before icons. Then someone whispered a name, Rasputin. In 1907, Rasputin entered the palace like a ghost. Alexei lay pale, convulsing. Rasputin did not offer medicine. He prayed. He touched the boy's hand. And by dawn, the bleeding had ceased. It was enough to make a mother believe in miracles. From that night on, Rasputin was no longer a visitor. He became our friend, the Empress's confidant. In the twilight halls of Petrograd, whispers grew louder. A peasant was guiding an empire, and the empire, already brittle, began to bend. Even as he fasted and prayed, Rasputin drank deeply and loved recklessly. He danced through aristocratic salons and bathhouses. Women came to him for healing and left with bruises of another kind. Yet still, Alexandra believed, in 1914, war thundered across Europe. In 1915, Tsar Nicholas left to command the army, and Alexandra, her heart ruled by grief, and Rasputin took charge. Ministers came and went like falling leaves, and Rasputin's word held more weight than law. Some say Rasputin meant well, that he warned against war, that he begged for mercy and peace. Others call him a puppet master, a corrupter. What is certain is that in a crumbling world, he held the center of power with trembling hands. By 1916, even the Tsar's family had turned against Rasputin. Prince Yusupov, Grand Duke Dmitry, and others plotted his death not as murder, but as salvation. They believed the empire could be cleansed with blood. They lured him to a palace with wine and poisoned cakes. When that failed, they shot him. When he rose again, they shot him twice more. They beat him, bound him, and pushed his body beneath the ice. The river, silent witness, did not speak. Later autopsy revealed a simpler truth. No poison, 3 bullets, 1 to the head. No drowning, no miracle. But the myth had already bloomed like frost on glass. Rasputin, the unkillable monk, was born in death. Days before he died, Rasputin had written to the Tsar. "If I am killed by your nobles," he wrote, "your entire family will be killed by the Russian people." 2 years later, in a dark basement in Ekaterinburg, the prophecy was fulfilled. Was he a charlatan, a saint, a desperate man who rose too high, too fast? Rasputin was both fire and fog, a reflection of an empire's last gasp, its mysticism and madness, its grace and its ruin. For those who wish to explore Rasputin's strange world further, read Robert Massey's Nicholas and Alexandra or watch the haunting film Rasputin, Dark Servant of Destiny. And if this story moved you, subscribe to our channel. Here, history breathes again with reverence, poetry, and wonder.